Hello IBHS, and welcome to the June 20th weekly update. Should be a quick one this week. I think I said that last week, but this one will be. First one is just a reminder about next week's mini training for June. It'll take place on Friday, June 27th, 1 week from today, from 12 until 1:30. It's an extra half an hour this month, and it's on de-escalation as it applies to applied behavior analysis. And that will only be on Zoom or by recording. Next one is just that reminder about the VRA training. That's the one where you have to send the certificate separately. Please get that done. We only have 10 days left, and there's no grace period if you don't have it done. So please, please, please make sure that's done. Do it today, tomorrow, this weekend. Get it done if it's not done already. We do also have the Human Resources annual training due in Relias by June 30th. So you'll have 10 days for that too, but that's a quick one, right? So just get that out of the way. That one's pretty easy. Code word for this week is Percy. I was just with a kid, an hour or so ago, and he was playing with Thomas the Tank Engine, but he was playing with Percy, so that's where that came from. Code word Percy. ABA tip of the week. It's a visual from Game of Thrones. It says, brace yourselves. The extinction burst is coming, like winter is coming. And just a reminder, like extinction and keeping the demand down are very dangerous, very hard things to use for us. We use them rarely as like last ditch efforts when other things aren't working, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. It can lead to really high level behaviors. And there's a lot of times where we just can't maintain the extinction. They up the ante high enough that we can't hold them or, keep things safe. And if we can't keep things safe, then we can't do it. So that's why we're usually using things like differential reinforcement. But if we're going to use those things, we have to prepare ourselves and everyone else for those extinction bursts. Thank you for everything that everybody does. Like I said, I got to hang out with a couple staff, Danielle and Wilma from Bethlehem, earlier today. It was awesome to see them in action. Just it was for Wilma's first day with this kid, and they were playing and laughing together, and she was chasing them. And it was just fantastic. Just love the stuff that we do. So we got a bunch of shout outs. First one is to Ashley and Alex. That was late. I got to see them the week before last over Zoom, but I was just blown away. They were doing peak stuff, and it was just like, oh my gosh, we're doing real true ABA. And it was fantastic with a kid who has had a long history of huge problem behaviors and very low skill levels. So really cool to see. Shout out to Cleo, who handled a really difficult caregiver conversation at a daycare, maintained her cool, talked to us about it, and didn't explode back. So it's not an easy thing to do. Way to go. Shout out to everybody who attended the Monday all staff workshop. Everyone was super engaged, prepared, attentive, asking great questions. I couldn't have asked for a better time. Madeline in Bethlehem for always volunteering to cover sessions. Lindsay M in Bethlehem for moving to full time and taking on a whole bunch of client hours. She's doing great. Kayla and Vicky coming to group and having great conversation about a client. Love to hear about the progress and barriers that we need to address. And then finally, we have one weekly win. Robin told us about JMB, who said her name 3 times in a row earlier this week. So fantastic to hear. Love to hear the progress. Keep sending those, and have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody.